Hey everybody, my name is Sam Robertson. I hope we're doing well and staying safe. And today we're talking about Genesis 8, chapter verse 20 through chapter 9, verse 7. And a little background on these verses. And in chapter 8, we see that the Lord makes his promise to us that he never flood the whole earth again. And then going into chapter 9, we see that what he explains to Noah what he gives us. And it tells us about the interaction between Noah and his sons. And then going back into chapter 8, in verse 21, that's where the Lord makes his promise to us. And he says, verse 20, and then he says, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood, and never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done." And so it talks about how the Lord promises us that he'll never flood the whole earth again. And then as a reminder of that promise, it says in verse 22, it says, "As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." So that's kind of like the promise to us that, or that reminder, the Lord, reminder of that promise he made to us. And then going into chapter 9, we see that the Lord tells Noah what he gives him and like everything he does for us. And then going into verse 4, 5, and 6, it talks about basically murder. It talks about murder in 4, 5, and 6. But in going back to verse 3, it says, "Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you green plants, now I'll give you everything." And so that's talking about the animals that were and the plants for the food for us to live. And then in verse 4, it says, 4 and 5, it says, "But you must not eat meat that has lifeblood still in it, and for your lifeblood I will surely demand an accounting. I will demand an accounting for every animal and for each human being too. I will demand an accounting for life of another human being." And right there in verse 4 talks about the murder of another human being. And the reason why that's so bad is because we're destroying God's image. And we're all made in his image, and we're destroying the image that he made. And then going into verse 5, it says a demand, surely demand an accounting. And what that means is that we are supposed to account for our sins, and that we're supposed to own them up to him, and not beat around the bush, but own up to him and say, "I'm wrong and I'm sorry," and ask for forgiveness. And then going into verse 6, it says, "Whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed, for in the image of God has God made mankind." So that tells us that we're all made in God's image, and that God has made mankind. And in verse 7, it says, "As for you, be fruitful and increase in number, multiply on earth and increase upon it." So that just tells us, go out there, spread God's name out there, and fill the earth up. So I hope that was inspirational to y'all today. I hope y'all are staying safe, and God bless.